Hey, DU Creatives! Welcome to our first ever DUFS Spotlight. My name is Kaylee Kimmons, and I am the Vice President of Dillard University Film Society. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing the filmmaker, editor, director, and co founder of Soul Films, Promesse.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. How's your day today?
Doing good. What about you?
Good, thank you very much. To start off, we heard that there was a lack of filmmaking in San Antonio, Texas. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey as a filmmaker and what inspired you to pursue this path?
Right. So the high school I went to actually was majority Hispanics, right? And it's not really known for filmmaking. Out of the whole school, I probably knew, out of the whole city, I probably knew like two people that did film. And I got interested in film because I was watching King Vader on Vine and Instagram. So that kind of inspired me to start making my own videos. Just explore and have fun.
Could you describe your filmmaking style and the themes that you like to explore in your work?
Uh, so for me personally, my work, majority of it is I like to keep it grounded. I like to make stories that people like you and I could experience, or anyone could experience. You know, sometimes I move towards the supernatural, all that stuff, but my go-to will probably be drama, relatable stories, the human story is what I'm getting at. Yeah, so that's like kind of my theme and go-to.
Are there any things that you want to try that you haven't tried already?
Uh, I've tried majority of what I'm interested. It's just, for example, I do want to get into films that are heavy on VFX, but I gotta learn VFX, or I gotta find someone that's really good at VFX for me to kind of bring my creativity into that realm, because now I have to like film what I'm capable of, or do practical effects.
Nice. Are there any projects that you've worked on so far and which ones you are most proud of? And can you share some details about those?
Uh, so our first feature, the conversation, was I am really proud of that project because, of course, it was the first time the Soul Film and I ever did a feature film. So we just kind of approached it as doing short films, but like three different short films because it had three different parts. So we just combined the two. Um, it took a long time. It took like 3 months to film, and the premiere was it was amazing because all the seats were filled, the stairs was filled. We had to grab extra chairs. We had to make like three extra rows in front of the screen, and it was hot, but people still stayed for like an hour because they wanted to see the film. And as a filmmaker, my joy, my reward is when the people enjoy the work we do. So yeah,
That's so sweet. Okay. Are there any filmmakers or films that you have had a significant influence on your creative vision?
you would think as a filmmaker, I watch a lot of movies. I actually don't really watch a lot of movies because the people around me inspire me. So, for example, Alex and Caleb, we be rotating ideas amongst each other. So like we like kind of the same thing. So we have like the same ideas. So if Alex has an idea, I may look at it, or like if we do a film for Alex, for example, um, we'll film it. I get inspired by said story, and then I put my own spin into it. Like like if I was writing it, this is what I would change, or like I like this concept, let me make it my own. But in terms of like big filmmakers, Zack Snyder is one, Christopher Nolan, uh, filmmakers, King Vader, even though he's a YouTuber, but I consider him a filmmaker. So like those are the top three that inspire me the most, besides my friends.
And what challenges have you faced in your filmmaking journey and how have you overcame?
Um, so there was one time I had a premiere scheduled, right? And no one showed.
Oh.
The only person that showed up, this was before Soul Film was, we made Soul Film. The only one that showed up was Caleb.
Oh.
And
So
at that
sad.
moment, I almost quit film
Oh.
because like it was kind of heart crushing because I but I advertised it and no one showed up, only one person. I was like, dang, do I really want to do this? So then me and Caleb watched the movie. Then I went home, sat in my room, thought about it, then filmed for a good minute, and then I got back into the game. I love film, so
Okay. So it was more just about like being like, well, I can still put other things out there, kind
right,
of.
yeah. It just it was a challenge, mental challenge for me because I know I never people not to be cocky, but people kind of show up. They like seeing what we do. So at that moment, it was just like, dang, it's kind of hard. Mental
Right.
strength.
Speaking of Soul Films and Soul Film Studios, could you tell us a little bit about that company, how it started, who started it, and where it is now?
Yeah. So like I said, I started filming out of the whole group. I think I was the first one to kind of do it at Dillard, and then I was like, I need a team because filming by yourself is kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
So then I hit up Alex, and how we met is he gave me a tripod for a film I was doing. So that's how I got in contact with him. Caleb was friends of my suite mate, and he was a physics major, but I needed actors. I was like, can you act? He said, why not? He got in. Uh, Nay, she was here before us, but we needed a business person and a creative as well. So I got that little group, people that complement the skills that I don't have, like writing. I'm not a good writer. They write. Um, Acting. I'm not an actor. Most of them act. So just I had to find people that have the skills that I don't have,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I built the team of like primary needs to make a film. Of course, you need other stuff, but like actors, writers. So yeah, that's what you need. So that's how. Right now we're expanding a little bit. We're trying to go beyond the walls of Dillard.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to reach out to actors in New Orleans. Yeah, because we're gonna graduate soon, so we just kind of make our footprint bigger than
Right.
just in Dillard. So that's where we're at right now. We're trying to implement and be better as a company, as a
Mm-hmm.
team. Yeah.
Going back,
Mm-hmm.
the development of your ideas for your films and the particular creative process for them.
No. So when I have an idea, I kind of sit on it because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use the first idea that comes to my mind because it's probably something that I've seen somewhere. And at this point, I'm kind of replicating. I want to add my own little spin to it. Once I have the idea, the concept solidified, I then start writing. In the writing process, if I feel any type of tiredness, I'll stop because I don't want to like force the story on the paper. I'll stop and while I take a break, that kind of gives me time to see if I could change the idea or add to it or take away from it. You never know. And then after that, I do like to write with the resources that are available to me. So I don't want to do something big with like 50 people and I don't have 50 extras, to
Mm-hmm.
come in like that. So kind of stay within what I have. And then after that, I start contacting actors, start scheduling stuff and we film.
Very nice. And can you discuss any upcoming projects you're excited about or you're currently working on?
Yes, there's this one, we're kind of switching directions
Mm-hmm.
per se. We've been doing a lot of drama, and like I said, I do like drama, but I think I want to give the people something new, not just it's short films, but it's not really short films, It's a concept that I started back in my sophomore year, but I never got to finish. But now that I think I have a little bit more experience, I have a team.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to pursue that, and it's gonna be a series.
Oh,
That's all I
okay.
can
Very
say.
nice. Excited to tune in for that. And what advice would you give to other aspiring filmmakers, especially those studying at Dillard?
Make your own films. Pursue your own films. Don't wait for anyone to give you permission to film. Uh, it doesn't really matter the gear that you have. iPhones nowadays have cinematic mode, so you can make a movie with an iPhone. Just get a group of friends, that that you can hang out with outside of filming. That's
Mhm.
also a thing. Form a team. Could be three. Could be two. Just make your own films.
Speaking of,
That's how you get experience.
that is true. Speaking of an iPhone,
Hmm.
is it true that you filmed your first film on an iPhone called The Set Up, and you were the first freshman to make a film and host a premiere here at Dillard?
That is true. Yeah,
How was that?
from what the people say, that
What the people. How was that experience?
it was it was amazing. It was almost as amazing as the conversation
Mm-hmm.
because to me it was a milestone, right? I've never seen any of my work displayed on the big screen, and the fact that I had that, and then people came out and liked it, I was like, oof, this is this is a good feeling. Hello, this is a good feeling. I like this. So yeah, there was yeah, I didn't want to go through the process or limitation of getting gear and all that. I was like, I have this available to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make something work.
Speaking of the future,
Uh-huh.
where do you see yourself in the film industry 5 or 10 years from
You know, that is a great question. To me personally, I feel like if I know where I'm gonna be 5 or 10 years from now, I'm not dreaming big enough,
now?
right? So I'm going with the flow. I have a direction where I want to go, but then I'm also flexible to the waves of life. So yeah, that's my answer to that question.
All right. Well, that will conclude all the questions we have. Would you like to share any handles that anyone can find you or Soul Films at to watch any films or get in contact with you guys?
Okay. My Instagram is promise underscore for God. Soul Film. The Soul Film Instagram is Soul Film Studios on Instagram. On YouTube to watch all of our movies, it's Promise the Director. Go ahead, check it out. If you want to contact me or the page, we're open. Open arms.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our very first DUFS Spotlight, and that's a wrap for today.